Okay. Let's go to here. Yeah. I think we're good. Are we good?
For over 25 years, TIBCO solves customers' toughest problems. We leverage all types of data.
Okay, are we good? Can people give me a thumbs up or something? Okay, are we good? Can people give me a thumbs up or something? Why is this? Chat. Okay, are we good? God damn it. All right, let's do it then. All right, let's jump right in and go. I'm not sure why I find the technical snafus. I get so confused. Okay, we'll get started here. First of all, I have a lot of money, so I'm going to start off right away with just upgrading the Research and Development Center. One thing that does up the science limit, but it also allows my Kerbals to collect surface samples for more science. And speaking of more science, actually, that's, I think, going to be the theme for this one. I need to start building up that tech tree. Now, the other thing I want to upgrade is the administration building. Yeah. Let's do that. So that's now level 2. And the reason I want to do that is because I think money for me right now is not really being a problem. So I want to go into one of these ones. Let's just take a quick look. Yes, I want to take funds and convert them to science. So the funds that I earn, I want to convert to science. We're going to put that up to, let's say, oh, I cannot afford the setup costs. Okay, so we'll wait on that. I want to put it up to 50%, but it's going to cost me too much money. So we'll wait until I have more money, and then I'll put that up, and then hopefully that will get the science going a little bit more quickly. But let's jump into mission control, and we will get going here. So, let's see. What do I want? What do I want? What do I want? Explore the moon. That's the one I was looking for. I want to really, I'm kind of hoping, no promises, but I really would like to do a moon landing. However, this contract's only to orbit the moon and then come back. I mean, I could orbit the moon and land and then come back, obviously, but if you recall from the very first episode, I had a contract just to get into space. I ended up getting an orbit, and then I never got the contract to do an orbit. I don't want to get gypped out of the land on the moon contract, so I'm going to just go for an orbit and then hopefully get that back. And I also have some science from space around the moon. We'll grab that one, and why not see if we can rescue Catlong here from orbit about Kerbin, sort of flesh out our astronaut core. But right now, let's get out of here and let's start thinking about building something. So, Contracts. Oh, I do have to bring Moonstone back too, so I'll have to think about that when we get around to. I'm not doing a survey contract. Explore the moon. Science around the moon. Let's worry about Catlong at another time. Let's do the explore the moon. So all I gotta do is orbit the moon and then come back. I still don't think I do have the Mark II command pod. But I do not think I have a 1.875 meter. No. So, heat shield. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this. It's going to be a singleton. Just one person, all alone, going to the moon. There we go. All right. And decoupler. 12 decoupler. There we go. Whoops. That's what I want to do. Okay. Now, to get to the moon, orbit the moon, and then come back. Let's add... I want to take a look at my Delta V map here and add that up. I think I got 860 from my memory, yes. So 860... plus 280 for the capture, and then another 280 to return. And if I add this up, I'm actually doing this on paper, which is always a little bit sketchy, especially when I'm doing it. Okay, I'm getting 1420. That looks right to me. 1622, yes. So about 1420, about 1500 meters per second. So let's see if I put on this. And this, we gotta think about science too, of course, but I just want to get into the right ballpark. Put that on vacuum. Yeah, it's gonna need to be bigger than this. Okay, that's cool. So let's see, science. Let's start thinking about science. Actually, why don't we put on one of these service bays just to sort of stow stuff in, and we'll put on that. If I stick in a probe core, yes, I can get away with not having a pilot. Oh, I still don't have the Octo probe core. Oh my gosh. Okay, so it is going to be a pilot. You know what? Forget that. I was thinking of putting in a probe core and then just sending a scientist so they could reset the experiments and stuff. But I think what I'll do is forego that, and instead, I might as well put one. I mean, why not? Yeah. I don't want to just put multiples of them. We'll put one. One of these. One of these. Get it reasonably close. Is that pretty close to the middle? Oh yeah, it's close enough. And a thermometer and a barometer. And that's going to be it for science. I can tell I'm going to need a bigger fuel tank than the one I put on the first time. So I'll stick on you and you. And that is more than enough fuel. Batteries and solar. I do have solar I still don't have solar generation. Okay. I could work this all out. That looks like, let's do this right. There we go. Oh, I want four-way symmetry. That's why it looks kind of funny. There. Okay, will these close without the little light sticking up? Yeah. Okay. Still lots and lots of fuel. So that's good, that's good, that's good. Let's just make sure I'm not overlooking something. You know, I placed so many of the... Oh, let's put on a thermometer so we can... Or a communitron so we can do some transmitting as well. Let's see. We'll stick it like so. And then we'll... Tilt that way. That's right. Just make sure this can extend without... Yeah. Pull that a little more our way. That looks all right. You know, do the same with the thermometer. There we go. I can retract that. And yet, door should still be able to close. Hopefully the electricity is good. I'm thinking I got something that can fly to the moon. You know, I'm so used to playing with mods and sort of reaction wheels. I got the ones in the cockpit. That'll be fine. I'm so used to playing with mods that you got to think about so much stuff that I keep thinking I'm overlooking something, but I don't think I am. So what we need to do now is that is a completely... Actually, let's bring the fuel down a little bit. Sort of go in the 1600 range. Should be comfy. There. That's good. 1720 meters per second at delta V. Should be able to do what we need to do pretty easily. This is going to be Kerpollo 1 because I have no imagination. Alright. Now what we need to do is get this thing into orbit. Has a mass of just over 4 tons. Now if I've been doing anything smart, no I haven't been. I don't think I've gotten... I like to, later as I start unlocking tech and getting better boosters, to start saving the boosters in the sub-assemblies. It makes life, the build, so much easier. You can just look at the mass of your payload and go, oh, this booster should do it. But here, do I need to dress this up a bit? That one. That one. That one. That's good enough. Okay, let's see. Okay, decoupler. Boom. And still my biggest liquid fuel tanks are these fellas. Not sure how much I'd be able to push. Still on vacuum. Oh, I can probably get another can in there. That's 2.5. What I'm really looking at here is the thrust to weight ratio. I want to keep it reasonably high because this will be an upper stage booster. This seems okay. Make it look nice. And then what I think I'll do too, because I'm using Reliant, which has no kind of gimbling on it. So what I think I shall do is put on a few, just a couple, right, or just 3 right now, these control fins. I might change that up, but what I think I do want to do is put in some reaction wheels. So we're gonna get our 1.25 meter big reaction wheels, stick those in there. That should be good for attitude control, I think. Mass away. Alright, so what are we at for our delta V numbers? Now, 2061. I don't want to include this 1720. That's for the orbiter, so I'm going to get this motor. Put that thrust down to 0, just for now. So 2061, we need to get some boosters on here. Let's see. Let's again get into, obviously, decoupling. Let's stick on, for now, 2 radial boosters. That is being goofy. What else is new? Does that feel right? That looks right. Okay, that's up to 3280 with a healthy thrust. I bet you just 2 more of these will do the trick. Okay, we got some funkiness going on with the staging. Take that off and put it back on. You should go here. There. Okay, there's just... Okay, let's... Okay, these ones go first. Then they disengage, and then these guys engage, and then these come on, and this one engages. Okay, now we got something reasonable. 3,976. That is very, very comfortable. What is my launch thrust-to-weight ratio at sea level? Pretty low. What happens if I put all of these on at the same time? And put that back on vacuum delta V. 3817, that should be good. So we're going to do all... 3600 is usually around a little 3650 for some margin. Usually what I kind of shoot around for this. So 3817 should be good for getting this into orbit. I can give my thrust back on you. Let's put on some nose cone. Actually, keep it off for now. Sorry. Not quite done yet. Aerodynamic nose cones. 1 and 2. And some struts to kind of stiffen it up. There we go. These fins should be on 4-way symmetry now. I think I had them on 3-way symmetry, but 4-way symmetry should be better. Boomity boom. 30,793 meters per second still on here. Do that. All right. I'm thinking this is kind of a thing. There we go. Get some launch clamps on it. Yep. Okay. Put the launch clamps in a sensible place. Okay. I don't know. What do you think? I think we can take this guy to the moon. I think so. Let's get a little lower on here. Somebody asked me, why don't you ever use the auto strut feature? If you have wobbly rockets, it's great. I tend to just not use it until I really have to use it. That's kind of the way I like to use the auto struts. I don't think auto struts should be necessary with this. All right, we want to look at our launch delta V. It is at sea level 236. That is much too high. Fortunately, I put these all on their own. There's 2 symmetry groups here, so I just have to make sure these 2 match. I like that to get in around, I'm sure I've mentioned it before, about 1.33. Get into the ballpark, and then we'll dial it in. They're both 44. That's a little bit too high, so let's try 50, or too low. Let's try 55. That's that. Try 56. That's good enough. 1.32 for a launch thrust to weight ratio. And then in vacuum, this upper stage is about 2, which I think should be good. I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards this being the fella. So let's save it. I'm going to put in a pilot. Sure, Jebediah really wants to do it. Of course, it's no difference between Jebediah and Valentina. Okay, let's do this. So we are going to launch. Yeah, why not? And this first one, of course, is just a test. Unless it works, and then it was exactly what I intended to do. I was asked, does auto strut add to the mass? I do not think it does. I kind of think it should, and then it would feel a little less cheaty, but I don't think it does. Anyway, SAS on, throttle up, and one last look at staging here. I think that should be good. Okay, let's do it. Let our speed build up a little bit. I get around 50 meters per second, and then we're going to knock that over. and knock it onto prograde. And hopefully this will just continue to ride up in a nice orderly way. The moon, of course, being in an inclination of 0 means that we just go into a straight up equatorial orbit. I don't know, I kind of like the way this... I like when I hit around the 45-degree mark on the nav ball for this to be about 10 kilometers, but I don't get super fussy about it. I definitely don't want it to be lower hit 45 degrees at a lower altitude than 10 kilometers. But I find the less fuss you do, the better your launch tends to go. Let's put this on so we can watch our apoapsis. Yeah, I'm just gonna let this ride. Let her ride. There we go, and oh, there's a little bit of a snuggle. I thought they were gonna crash into each other, but they just kind of snuggled up, little high-fived each other, and then they moved on their separate ways. Okay, we're about to get to 80 kilometers on the apoapsis. Cut that throttle. That's pretty good. I should have queued up the science. Like, I don't know if I have crew reports to do up here. Crew report. No, crew report's done. Pretty sure we've done pretty much everything there is to do. Get ready to open that up. Time warp. Up into space. This is looking less and less like a test and more like the real thing. Okay, how far? We're 51 seconds from apoapsis here. At around 30 seconds, I'll start to throttle up. I put it down to the horizon. Basically, kind of my general rule of thumb is, like, if I make orbit, I'm going to go for it. And anything that happens is now what happens. But, because then it's poor planning on my part. That's kind of the way but if it doesn't make orbit, then I need to, that was a test, and I need to redesign. Okay, so we'll keep throttling up, and I'm watching my time to apoapsis. I'm making sure that doesn't, I want it to not go to 0. I want to keep that apoapsis ahead of me, and I just keep going until my periapsis meets up with my apoapsis. I think we're close enough now that I'll just lock the prograde and just fiddle with the throttle. Oh. I am going to get to 0 on my apoapsis, so I'm going to pitch up just a little bit. Push that apoapsis ahead of me. Let it ride back down. There we go. Reduce throttle. Don't let that apoapsis get away. Time warp a bit. Periapsis is at 57 kilometers, so I just need to give it a little bit more. But we'll wait till we're pretty much right on apoapsis. There we go. Very close to 81 by, like, very close to circular. Does it give me eccentricity? Look at that. The only reason I'm going to look at my eccentricity is just to gloat. 0.0002 eccentricity. Okay, I still have 320 meters per second left in this stage, so I'm gonna hang on to it. Why not? Let's open this up. I doubt I have really... I should have taken some time to put these things on action. Oh, I probably don't have action groups. Okay, extend that antenna. I doubt there's anything in terms of anything to do. Log pressure in a vacuum. No, none of that. Okay, so let's plot our course to the moon. Oh, there's Catlong. Catlong's hook. We'll have to make sure to take a trip and pick her up at some point. I'm assuming it's a her. Obviously, I don't know. It's going by the name. Okay, selecting the moon. Adding a maneuver. Should be around 8. Well, that's too much. 855 to 860 in that ballpark. Okay, let's try that. Let's get this guy on. Play with the timing a little bit. Focus on the moon. Back to there. And we're not going to do anything. We're just going to bring this down. I want to get into a nice low orbit so that we can collect ourselves a good quantity of science. Ooh, we're getting pretty close here. Go just by 1 second intervals. Okay, I'm not planning on hitting. I'll go as far as I can with this, and then we'll add some retrograde. That's about as far as that's going to go. And then we'll use retrograde and kind of back out of there. There we go. Get this about 10. There. 13 points. That's good. Not doing a landing or anything. Just need to be in low space. Okay, that's coming up in 17, 18 minutes. I am going to do a quick save. I like to do the quick saves before I start time warping because I have kind of a tendency to over time warp. And some people, well, why don't you just do the warp to here? Because then I miss the beautiful views because I'm looking at it from map view. I don't like looking at it from map view. Okay, get onto our maneuver node here and get ready. Now we are going to be staging partway through this burn. That's cool. Oh wait, keep it off prograde there. There we go. Get ready. I do have to pay some attention to electricity, but I'm hoping electricity won't be an issue. If it is, it is. It's not like Jebediah is gonna die, or well, I shouldn't jinx anything. Always can find ways to get people. Oh, I left the monoprop. Well, that's for his EV. Oh no, that doesn't mean anything. Okay, I left the monoprop in the capsule. We don't have any use for monopropellant, so extra weight for no reason. Okay, 10 seconds to getting ready. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then I'll start a smidge early because I'll probably reduce thrust at the end. But I got to pay attention here because we're going to be staging in a moment. Boom, and there we are onto the sky now. That will be debris floating around in orbit until I get annoyed with it and delete it in the tracking station. I used to get very stressed about debris. I don't get so stressed about it anymore. I don't care. Okay, let's look at this from the moon. Reduce throttle. Let's cut it there for a second, and then we'll just get this in. I'll make it 12. Oh, I overcooked it. I overcooked it. So we're going to back off just a little bit. I'm going to turn the thrust limiter way down so I have a little more control of this. Don't need this anymore. Let's bring it out. Yeah, something I noticed, and I'm not sure which version this happened. But it used to be if you lost your periapsis and you had it selected like this, when it came back out, you had to select it again. Now I've noticed you don't have to do that. The numbers came back on without me having to select it. That's super nice. Okay. My electric charge, if I keep, let's turn SAS off, but as long as I'm not doing any kind of adjustings, I'm not using any electricity whatsoever. Jebediah, doesn't need any form of life support or anything because he's the boss. So I don't think I need to worry about electricity. So let's just do the old warp to here. Looks like there. And warp to here. We're going to the moon, everybody. Bye-bye, Kerbin. Jebediah is going where no Kerbal has gone before. Now, oops, I'm still... oh, let's wait for the time warp to stop, and then I'll take a look at science again. Log pressure data. Oh, there is pressure data to get. Okay, so there was high space pressure data and high space temperature data to collect. None of this is biome specific, so just doing one is good. And clearly I haven't had crew this high, so we should be able to do a crew report too. Yep, crew report, 7.5 science from the crew report. Lights on. Why aren't my lights on? Okay, Jebediah is going to have to go out there and collect that stuff. Oh, now we are going to put the SAS on. There we go. So, EVA Jebediah. Now, ooh, Jebediah is glowing nicely. Can he reach? He can. The arms these Kerbals have, I tell ya. And take data from there, and we will take the data from there, and then we'll go back inside. There we go. Okay. Good, good, good. All right, how far are we from the moon's SOI? Still 34 minutes. And one. There we go. Okay, where is the moon? Oh, we are. Moon's very dark, coming at it from the night side. Okay, well, that's going to be more science, isn't it? So, crew report here. That is 10. And again, a thermometer for 16. And a barometer for 24. I just realized I forgot to do an EVA report. I don't know if that came up in the chat. I forgot to do an EVA report in space high over Kerbin. But, of course, we should be returning to space high over Kerbin. So I'll have to make sure to get that on our way back. There we go. Board again. All right, let's get ready to do our burn here. So add a maneuver, obviously retrograde. You know, it's one great feature and that I really like, and I've only been noticing it recently, is that if you have this selected on maneuver, the orbital data you're getting here is the predicted orbital data after the maneuver. Right, so notice here the apoapsis says 37 kilometers. I mean, I love that. That's great. Really makes dialing this kind of stuff in really nice and easy. I'm a little bit not quite on the periapsis there. Not that I think it's that big a deal, but let's put the periapsis right there. There we go, and that's move the scale up. That'll do her. What's that? Yeah. All right, so we have that burn coming up in an hour and a half. So again, I'm just gonna do a very quick save because I'm gonna do this from this view, so I don't have to worry about actually going right past. So that would be terrible. This burn time is 2 minutes and 27 seconds. Oh, because this is so... There we go. I had the thrust down from when I did the... 14 seconds. That's a lot better. Hello, Moon. How are you? And I just realized, I think, while I was talking about the fact that I didn't do an EVA report in high space over Kerbin, I realized I didn't do an EVA report over high space over the moon. So that is pretty silly. But again, of course, we'll be getting back to that. I got to remember to do those EVA reports. Okay, let's get ready. I'm just going to keep it locked on retrograde. The retrograde will be close enough to the maneuver node. Eight, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. And of course, doing this and getting like very, very circular really isn't that important. It's just how pedantic you are. And I'm a pedantic kind of guy. There we go. That's good enough. All right, so you can turn SAS off. Now I'm going to, this is what I've been saving the Science Junior for. So we will conduct a material study for 75 science. That's what I'm talking about. And tucked in here somewhere is a mystery goo. So we will observe the mystery goo for 30 science. We'll do a crew report. And we're in space near the moon, so there's no, you know, lots of gray rocks. I know I could transmit this, but I'm, for some reason, thinking I should save electricity, and we are going back, so I'm not going to transmit it. So I really even didn't need the antenna, but I got it anyway. We are doing a temperature scan, space near the moon, not biome specific, so just one will do. Always lose track of what is and isn't biome specific. And a pressure scan, space near the moon for 36 science. The instrument reads 0. It's as if you were in a vacuum. Okay, and now, this time we are going to EVA. And this time I am going to remember to do an EVA report. And this EVA report's over the Midlands. So we have, I can really start, that can be a lot of science. If I get all of that. Can I reach this one? I can't reach the... I cannot reach the mystery or the materials bay. I can reach the mystery goo. I can reach this. We can store all that in there. And then we're going to need to do a little bit. Whoa, 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 whoa. Come back down. Okay, and then we'll collect that. And I've done Midlands. Let's take another EVA report. Still Midlands, so that doesn't matter. Let's get aboard. Let's start looking at what our situation here. Oh, it looks like I'm just missing, I believe those are the twin craters. This, I believe, is a Midland crater. This is clearly a biome that I have completely forgotten what that one is. Far Side crater or something. But let's zip along here. See if we can get some other biomes. Come on, Jeb. EVA report. Midland craters. Nicely done, Jebediah. So, store that guy. More science for us. Should be easy also to get highlands and lowlands. There we go. The moon's lowlands. Alright, another 24 science. Somewhere out there is the highlands. Let's board. I'm not going to spend an inordinate amount of time. I'm just going to get the obvious biomes. And then we'll blow on out of here because... this is obviously something here. I don't want to spend too much time trying to squeeze out everything. I think we're going to end up doing pretty good. EVA report. Moon's east far side crater. You would think I would know that by now. Oh, there's definitely a crater here, a big crater. And probably that will be the end of the show, would be my guess. I think so. Oh wait, and then this guy, whatever that one is, that's a big crater too. Okay, so we're going to get at least a couple more big craters. Maybe get some highlands. We'll stop in some spots here, like here. See if I can get highlands. Why am I doing it that way? EVA. EVA report. That's Midlands. I already got that. Board. Time warp using the right button. We'll take a look here on the off chance this is Highlands. Highlands! Moon's Highlands. Excellent. Alright. Store that one away. Okay, we'll just get these two obvious ones. So whatever crater this is. What crater is this? We're going to find out in just a moment. It is the moon's far side crater, which of course makes perfect sense as we are on the far... We're not quite on the... I would think that... Oh, whatever. Let's not talk about that. We're almost not on the far side. And then I think I'm just going to zoom around and get this fella. And then I think we're going to plot our course back out of here. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And that is the moon's east crater. Alright. Now it's time to think about... Oh, I should be... Well, how are our contracts doing here? We have achieved a stable orbit in our Explore the Moon contract. Mission Control is still debating the best way to get you home. Oh, we know it. That you packed a toothbrush, right? And of course, milestones. We've entered orbit of the moon, and we performed a space walk in orbit of the moon. Okay, so let's get back. And for anyone who's not done this, and I suspect people in the chat have done this a lot, but for anyone who maybe hasn't done this, the way to think about this is think about... Here's your orbit. You're not really, but you know, the moon's orbit's kind of like your orbit. That's the way you're going around. So if you wanted to bring down your periapsis, what would you do? Well, you would burn retrograde. You would burn in this direction. So that's exactly what we need to do. We need to pick a spot on the orbit, maybe about here, so that when we burn in this direction, we're going that way. Right? That's all there is to it. Now, I think I'm actually not quite in the right spot, but it's pretty easy to dial that spot in by just using the time control buttons and just getting your periapsis down as far as you can get it. Of course, I can see I need more prograde. Oh, I need a lot more prograde. What am I even thinking about? Oops. I think I need to actually move my orbit. Yep, keep moving that, keep moving that. Getting that periapsis as low as she'll go. Oh, I think we've just lost it, so that means I can actually back off a little bit. Let's get this down to just going by 5 seconds on the slider. And of course, considering how much delta V I have, I'm being entirely too picky about this. Maybe just a little bit lower. Nah, we'll go with 30. 35 kilometers should get me on a nice descent. There we go. So that's all we got to do. So we're burning off in this direction, which is going to reduce the periapsis of our orbit so that we are going to be encountering Kerbin's atmosphere. Yeah, let's do it. So we will time warp our way that way. Yeah, I will remember the EVA reports on my way home. I got a high space above the moon one to get, and a high space above Kerbin one to get. Unless those ones are biome specific. Again, I always forget. We'll find out. In which case I have more to get. Oh, Kerbin Rise. Okay, SAS on. Lock that to prograde. I definitely am not having any kind of electricity issues. And we're taking off in the dark. You know what the stock game could really use is just a lot more lights. I mean, you know, I know they got the big spotlight things, and now they got a... whoops, I better pay attention. Let's delete this. I was just letting the burn go while I talked. Like it was going to stop itself or something. That's good. Actually, I'm going to turn that off. Yeah, more lights, right? I know they've got the big spotlights, and now there's like a cherry light, which is fun, but a little silly. But what would be just really nice are just smaller lights, little flashy lights, navigation lights. I think personally that would be really good. Okay, that's got to be high space. So EVA. EVA report. 16 science in space high over the moon. Excellent. So I don't have to worry about other biomes. Board. And let's say goodbye to the moon until... Let's watch it. I know I can warp from outside of here. I have updated, by the way, to... Whoops, that must have been our SOI change. I am now in 1.10.1, which really isn't much of a change. I think it was mostly just bug fixes and the like. Okay, last EVA report. Here we go. EVA report. 19 science, high over Kerbin. Board again. And now I am going to... Well, no. It'll stop me. Alright, where is Kerbin? There's Kerbin. We have nothing else to do except for falling the long, long way down to Kerbin. Alright. Watch my altitude here. Just going to put this onto the normal vector so that, whoops, my SAS was still off. So that that service module gets pushed out of our trajectory. Put this onto the surface retrograde vector and then just turn SAS off. Parachutes are armed, so everything else should just be fine. I have no idea whereabouts we're going to land here. Probably out in the middle of this ocean, I guess. Which obviously will suffice fine. Now I think we're going to clear this peninsula. Oh, there's one more science I can get too because I upgraded research and development. We can do a surface sample. Jeb can collect a sample of water, which is clearly of great scientific interest. jettison our heat shield, polluting our oceans. I wonder if I done, this is always a silly one, but if I do an EVA report, can I do an, have I done an EVA report? No, I have not. 5.6 science, flying over Kerbin shores. We are over the shores, not over the water at all. And just, have I done a crew report? I have definitely done a crew report over the shores. Of course I have. All right. And again, just to make sure. Oh, I've not done a crew. Oh, because they're the shores. Not done a crew report from the shores. Have I done an EVA report from the shores? I have not. And I can do a surface sample for 12 more science. Okay. Let's board and let's recover and see what we got. Should be a healthy collection of science. We have in that mission 502.3 science earned for 557 science. Okay, that is awesome. And of course, Jebediah got some experience for that. Still level 1. I was always surprised how much you got to get out to Minmus to get to level 1 or level 2. Okay, our engineers are already repurposing parts of the vessel for the moon for our other missions. Good work. So that is a contract parameter for exploring the moon. We've taken our first steps towards exploring the moon. Let's keep going and see where it takes us. Yeah, and we have returned from an orbit of the moon. Oh, we got more. Another contract complete for the experimental data coming back from the moon. Awesome. So let's see. Does that give us, here's another explore the moon. Land on the moon, put a flag on the moon, return to Kerbin from the surface of the moon. That's what I'm talking about. Science data from space around Kerbin is obviously an easy one to get. I think these temperature scans, no, that's for flying. I'm not going to do that. And a whole lot of Kerbals to rescue. Are they all in low orbit about Kerbin? Orbit about Kerbin, low orbit about Kerbin, low orbit. So these two are low. This one just says orbit. No low to it. So that could be interesting, but we'll... Oh, I'm out of contracts. Okay, I've got as many contracts as I'm allowed to get, unless, of course, I upgrade this. You know what, I'm not going to. Instead, what I'm going to do is go to the administration building like I planned to earlier. This is the one, right? No, that's not the one. This is the one. Take a percentage of your fund's income and give you science. I'm going to put that up to 50%. There. That costs me $419,000. I can afford that. And so that should help me get even more science going. There we go. So I want science. And let's get into research and development. I'm seeing the channel switched. Is that something? I don't know if that's something I can do on my end. Matthew there. Okay, 557 science. Let's start thinking. Okay, solar panels for sure. And a docking port for sure. Where are those bigger heat shields? Definitely want to think about that. Better landing gear, heats. Oh, yes, here we go. A 1.875 meter heat shield and a launch escape system. Both good things. Aerodynamics for... I don't think this is going to be... Got the Weasley engine getting props and... Oh, boy. Yeah. I played a tiny bit with making helicopters and things. But mostly for the Weasley engine and building a better jet engine, I think that... Or a better jet plane. I think that's a worthwhile investment. Should get up here to tanks before I spend all my money. We have the Poodle engine and the Skipper engine and the Bobcat engines and some big SRBs. Oh, and then little rockets and little tanks, which I do adore. And just bigger tanks. We're getting into the Rockomax tanks. And fuel lines. Yeah. And then this is structural stuff. Oh, do I not have... I don't have fairings yet. So for the fairings alone... Oh, we get some hinges too. Robotic pieces. That'll be fun. But for the fairings alone, I definitely want that one. So that leaves... I got 90 more to spend. Oh, I just so love these little guys. I think that's what I'm going to do. Propulsion. I probably should have gone this way, look for better science bits. Oh, this better science bits aren't for a while. Okay, I don't feel bad about that. I think that's pretty good. So what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? We got, how much time left? We're almost an hour into this. What can I do to finish this off? How am I doing for contracts? I'm not sure I want... That contract's done. I could do some rescues. Explore the moon. That's the land on... I think that I'm going to do the rest of that Explore the Moon when we come back to this. Rescue Janfrey. Okay, let's see where these Kerbals are. We'll do an Explore... that's my Kerpollo 1 debris. Goodbye. See, this is my rationale for legitimately terminating this debris because its periapsis is in 80 kilometers. And in real worlds, the atmosphere doesn't just end at the Kármán line. What is that, about 100 kilometers, I think? No, it's higher than that. But there would still be a little bit of atmosphere here in real world that would slowly degrade this orbit. That's why I'm doing that. It's completely legitimate. Here we go. Let's see. Janfrey's wreckage and Catlong's wreckage. Oh, we got this debris too. Oh, that's the service module. Probably went right through the atmosphere. So we have this one. Janfrey here. Where the heck is Kurtop? Oh, of course. Up there. Okay, we're going to forget about you for now. You'll have to wait to be rescued. We're going to do a double rescue. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do ourselves a double rescue. And if I am not mistaken... Oh, I am mistaken. I thought I had a vessel all ready to do that. I do have the Keryuz 1. But the Keryuz 1 is... Oh, it is a double. It is a double. Okay. This might work. This might work. We're going to be lazy. We can open that up. Take out those reaction wheels and stick in an octo probe body. Why not? Now, how much delta V does this thing have? 335 meters per second delta V. That is enough to rescue those two Kerbals. We'll send it up uncrewed. Absolutely. That is exactly what we'll do. We're doing this the lazy way. What we'll do is we will add on simply some solar panels. Two-way symmetry. I'm going to sneak them right in here. And then I'm going to grab these. I'm going to slide them. Come on. Oh, wait. I'm pushing the wrong button. That one. I think I just made the solar panels the root part. I'm going to slide them like that. Let's make the root part back to here again. And then we're going to grab another pair of solar panels. And we're going to slide them this way. And in that way, when we open up our doors, we have some electricity that we can generate. Oh shoot! I didn't mean to do that. Sorry, I meant to shift them, and instead of shifting them, I clicked on them. Well, that's why they're jerking out like that. Okay, and then we'll push it in. I just want the heights of the two solar panels to match a bit. There. That looks pretty good. And then we'll go to these two batteries here, and we'll just put that on two. I don't need that many batteries now. Can I? Two-way symmetry. There. Kind of, okay. This little cockeyed on this one solar panel here, so we're just gonna tweak that down a little bit. Tweak that one down. Okay. We'll save this. I don't think I've done enough to seriously affect the delta V of this thing. Should be fine. Should be fine. How about our launch thrust to weight ratio? Sure. 1.32. I think I'm just gonna go with it. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Okay, nobody aboard. Sorry, fellow people. We need all the room we need for passengers. Do the probe cores have antennas in stock? I hope so. I assume they did, but you're right. Maybe that's a mod. I don't know. We'll find out very soon. I think they do. I assume they did. Okay, we are going to go for Janfrey first. So we're going to set Janfrey as our target. Is this us? This is us here. And Janfrey is in an 86 by 74 orbit. So what we're going to do, I'm going to try and expedite this a little bit better than I did last time. Last time I did way too many orbits. Is we're going to launch ahead of Janfrey. Maybe about here. I don't do this too often. And we're going to launch into a higher orbit. And I'm going to go for a 120 kilometer orbit. Let's go. And I'm hoping that will expedite all of this and get us rescuing those two fairly quickly. Not with a whole ton of orbits. That's my plan. Oh yeah, I don't have... Okay, we're just going to turn SAS off. Because I do not have a locked prograde feature. Okay, we're going to turn SAS back on again. How's that? Okay, turn it off again. I have no idea without SAS how aerodynamically stable this thing is. So let's not get too far from the prograde vector. Okay, whoa, no! Okay, we just found out, didn't we? Shoot. Shoot. Okay, that's not gonna work. Revert flight, I guess, was heavily dependent on being able to lock the prograde there. As soon as I lock... Okay, what I'm gonna do is these guys are coming off of the boosters and going on to the main core. And I didn't add any weight, so that should actually still be fine. What's my thrust to weight up high in a vacuum? I added weight to the top stage. Should be good. Actually, yeah, I think it should be good. Let's try that. Launch. It's not a gimbaled engine on the bottom. It's just the Reliant, but I'm worried if... I'm pretty sure it's the Reliant. I'm worried... No, it is the swivel engine on the bottom. Okay, that'll help. Okay, that's good. So it is a gimbaled engine on the bottom. Knock this over. Turn SAS off. Now let's... I noticed the thrust limiter was down a little bit, so just pump that up because now it's got those extra weight of those fins. I'm just letting this ride right now for a little bit. I'm not doing any inputs. I got the SAS off. It seems to be tracking that prograde vector pretty good. So let's not mess with it. Yeah, I'm a little surprised it kind of lost control. Oh, shoot. I got distracted. Oh my gosh. Come on. Back, 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 back. Back, 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 back. No, 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 no. Life without a pie. You know what's the... Ah, there we go. And that's gone. Oh, and things blew up. Okay, you know what? Let's abandon this one. There's too many things wrong. It's this stupid big giant ball that's at the top, and I got... What do you think? Take that off. I got fairings now. This is going to be a good experiment to just show the difference that fairings can make. At least in my head, they should make a big difference. We're going to put on a fairing. It doesn't, you know what? I'm not going to put it there. Stop that. Put this back. Let's put the fairing right here. See if I can use this to sort of build the fairing. Oh, for goodness sakes, what's going on? There. And there. Okay. And we'll put this on like 4 sides here. There. Look like that. All right, but I suspect now that extra weight isn't a good thing. There. Where's that engine? There. What is my current vacuum delta V? 3656. That's pretty tight. What's the thrust to weight ratio on that stage? 1.9. I might just sneak a single extra fuel can in here. Unfortunately, that's going to reduce the thrust of this stage, but I'm hoping that's okay. And sea level now on this guy. What is the thrust at the bottom? It needs to be a little higher. There. And okay, staging makes sense. I think so. Back to that engine, put it back to some sort of thrust. Okay. I just realized the last launch I didn't launch at the right time to rendezvous, but if this, I'm completely in testing mode now. If this actually flies decently, I might just say it's good enough. Let's try not turning off the SAS this time and really sticking to that prograde vector. Okay, stage, and now it's hopefully stay better, better. Yep. Much better. Much better. Just that big ball at the top, I think, was just doing all that drag. Slowing me down. Wanting to flip me around. And we are... I'm going for 100... Whoop, I wasn't paying attention. I was looking at my orbital data on the side there. Going for 120 kilometers. Cut it. Still 11:34. Let's just time warp right up. Again, my timing in this is all wrong. Oh, I should test this fairings while I'm at it. I had bad luck with that. Oh, that worked much better than I would have guessed. And... oh, because I didn't put on the clamshell, which I enjoy so much. Okay, sorry. Let's get up close to Apoapsis. I'm not going to actually do the circularization, but... oh, we got enough for sure. Because you got to get, like, about 2.25-ish kilometers per second, and I still got more than a kilometer per second in the... or kilometer... yeah. A kilometer per second at delta V there. So I should be able to do the orbit. So we're going to revert flight to launch. And this time we're doing this to rescue some peoples. There's. Okay, SAS on, throttle up. This one's for real. Should I say regardless of outcome this? Oh, no, I'm not going to, because I'll never stick to that. Okay, knocking it over. Just ride that prograde vector up, trying to keep the heading as close to 90 degrees as I can. You know, theoretically, if everything is designed well, you actually should be able to just take the SAS off. And it should just ride up itself, tracking that prograde vector, but I'm just a little gun-shy about that right now. I want this one to be successful. Okay. Alright. I'm still a little surprised at the attitude controls this thing had, even without the fairing on there, given the big tail fins, the swivel engine, and the giant reaction wheels, the 1.25 meter reaction wheels. Though, of course, once you're in the thinner atmosphere, these tail fins really don't do anything. Alright, again, watching that Apoapsis. And I want it to be 120 kilometers. And cut. What is my inclination? 0.1. I'm fine with that. Okay. Okay, let's lose the fairings. We can put some lights on. We can open up this for... Oh, eventually there'll be solar panels there. We'll get up to Apoapsis. Whoa, 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 whoa. Pay attention. Oh, why is it turned to target there? Oh, I think I muffed this. Oop, throttle up. I got a feeling I see the target there. I'm worried that it's actually ahead of me. That's okay. We'll change our plan if that's the case. I'm so used to rendezvousing with things in 120 kilometer orbits, and I have the timing of that really done down to a T. But trying to time it to hit these objects in about an 80 kilometer orbit, not that good at, because I'm used to that being about my target or my parking orbit. Let's just pitch down. Pitch up. Okay, it's sloppy, but it'll do. Whoops. Put that onto here just to get some solar panel exposure. Still got 240 meters per second left in that stage. You know what? No, I'm going to lose it. I don't... Well, whatever. There is my target right there. So I'm just behind them. That stinks. So, but what we're going to do then is we're going to switch targets to Catlong here. Because Catlong is behind us. We're in the higher orbit, so we're going slower. So that means Catlong will catch up to us. That is the idea. So we will put a maneuver, just guessing really where around it would be. Looking at those closest approach indicators. Bring this down until I start to see both of them. There we go. And I'm almost entirely positive we're going to have to go forward quite a lot. Oh no, that's weird. Okay, backwards. Backwards. More backwards. That's backwards too far. Oh, I clicked the wrong one. Am I going the wrong? I'm going the wrong way. Dummy. All right. It's getting better that direction. All right. I think I'm 1 kilometer apart on my closest approach. Yeah. That's fine. Whatever. All right. Yeah, why don't we use this stage? We're going to tweak this way down. Okay, 16 minutes to that burn. So I launched too late to catch the first one, so we're going to catch the other person first. on that node. So you can put it right on prograde, really. We're going to watch it from here. And it says it's a 7-second burn, so I'm going to actually start right now, but only go to about half throttle. Cut that. And we'll look here at our distance and see if we can... Oh, went too far somehow. How did I go too far? I cut that early. Spin that around the other way. Yeah, 1.3 kilometers. That is not great. You'll be there in 15 minutes. I'm going to switch this over to intersect mode here. So we can do this from here. Put this on free camera because that is just prettier. And time warp. We'll stop a few minutes early because I'm definitely going to have to do some correcting. Oh, there they are. Who is this again? Catlong. Okay, Catlong. How far off are we here? Yeah. Oh, switches the target, of course. There we go. Just gonna burn here a little bit, and we're just watching that intersect distance. Getting it as low as we can get it. I noticed it started to stall. It was about to start coming back up. I need to actually push this up a little bit. Yeah. A lot of people really want these two to be right on each other, but actually they're not quite should be right on each other because our paths aren't straight lines. You can see here I'm definitely pushing it above it, yet my distance at closest approach is still going down. Gotta be careful, it won't be going down for much longer. I'm actually a little surprised how low... Oh, started going back up. Okay, that's good. So we're down to about 96 meters, 97 meters. Still got 188 meters per second left in this big old booster. We got the big spaceship from heck coming at you. Who are you again? Catlong. We're coming for you, Catlong. Alright. Start slowing down. I find the more important thing to look at rather than your intercept speed is your time to intersection. As long as you can sort of don't let that get down to 0, then you can, you know you're not coming in too fast. Where is she? There. See, right now I'm pushing it up, so I know I'm not coming. I know I can stop in time. Get closer, in fact. Okay, about 10 seconds away. This is a pretty powerful, even though I've turned the thrust down, this is still a pretty powerful rocket on the bottom end of this. Not sure I'll be able to completely zero myself out here because this is... Oh, I'm going away. So let's switch over. I overdid it. Oh, I gave them a little bit of a tumble. I'm pummeling her with my exhaust. Okay, where's the hatch on this thing? Down here. That must not be a pleasant experience. Grab and board. Okay, so here we are. That's one. And we'll adjust this so we get some nice solar exposure. That's good enough. Okay, and then we're going to look for the other one. So this is Jan Free. Set that I don't know if it's a him or her or whoever it is as a target. And this is why I wanted to do Janfrey first, because then I could slow myself down by raising my apoapsis to meet. But now it's the other way around, and I got to speed myself up. And I thinking probably the best plans just right now, just put it on to the retrograde vector. And nuts. No, this is not a good. I don't have enough room below me to bring my orbit down enough to speed myself up. So I think what is my apoapsis here is 80. I'm gonna actually no. Let's burn prograde so our apoi are pretty close together. One of these days I'll do a nice time-efficient set of rendezvous. But not today. Now is that the target one? No, I want the other one there. Boom. So that should mean now our orbits are just touching right here. So this is where we're going to shoot for our rendezvous. The problem is our target is here by the time we get here. It's well ahead of us. So I don't think I have enough room below me. So I think my only choice is going to be to burn prograde and go around and do a whole stack of orbits. Thankfully, I have a lot of delta V. Yeah, I don't want to do this. Here's what we're going to do. We'll just push this up an arbitrary amount. How much delta V do I have? Here, I'll push it up exactly 100. Yeah, that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to push it up until this stage is done. That's it. 158 meters per second. A completely arbitrary thing, and then we'll lose that. Whoops. Come on, there we go. So we'll just empty this one stage. That's my only plan. It ain't much of a plan, but it's my plan nonetheless. I think our solar panels are doing okay, so let's go and do that. And this is saying now a 32 meter per second, 32 second burn. So we'll put the thrust limiter up. This is going to be pretty easy because all I'm going to do is when the start burn time gets down to 0, I'm just going to hit full thrust and just let the stage run dry. That's it. No subtlety here. Boom, done. Okay, and I'm okay with that. But now what I want to do is come back to here. Let's time warp so all of our ships are not all in one spot. There we go. Put a maneuver right there. Get to here. And now what I want to do is start popping that ahead in orbit. And you can see how popping ahead orbits. This is just telling me how many orbits I need to come ahead in order to get our counter there. Oops, I went too far. Now, do I bring this up a bit? I think I need to come forward in time a little bit too. I'm noticing as I adjust my orbit, prograde and retrograde, these aren't moving. So what that's telling me is that my maneuver node is not, for whatever reason, that seems to mess it up. You want the maneuver node to be past your target icon there. So once I get to there, it just jumped. And now I can start making, oh, my adjustments are just too small, that's all. So that comes in nice and close. And we can take a look-see. Unfortunately, everything is right on top of each other. 8.1 separation there. 1.2. Really dial that in. I saw 0.2. I'm more than happy with that. Unfortunately, that burn is almost 2 hours away. Such is life. Because I messed up the original orbital insertion. Oh, this stage is done. We can lose this. Boom. So now we're just on the, well, it actually is the spacecraft. Yep. And we'll just got a time warp. Thankfully, we can time warp super fast now. Just not go crazy. And I didn't even look. What kind of Kerbal do I have here, Catlong? Another scientist. Another scientist, so Bob is getting competition. We are now up to 3 scientists. Assuming I get her safely down to the surface. Hopefully. Our next person is going to be something different. We're going to again watch it from here. A little closer. Again, at 5 seconds, I'll start, but I'll just go to half throttle. Cut. Ooh, that's really... How'd I do? Oh my gosh. 0.2 kilometers. Okay. Playing a little bit of maneuver node roulette there. I was a little surprised that I got that as close as I did. Okay, we're meeting up with her in 34, just over 34 and a half minutes. We'll go back to here. I don't know it's a her yet. Why am I assuming it's a her? Joblong, I think, the name. So again, just to sort of summarize what I did there, my first burn just raising my apoapsis was purely about slowing myself down, giving an opportunity for Joblong to catch up to me, and then that final one was just to tweak us in. Okay, target. There we go. Janfree. Joblong's the other one. Janfree's this one. And then I'm looking down here at the intersect. Things were about 30 seconds away. Let's start burning. Get this in closer. And as long as you can keep that time from going down, you're not going to end up blowing right by your person, or even worse, crashing into them. So this time to intersect is the best. That I think is like the most useful piece of data. That and the closest approach distance, of course. I really do need to slow down. I'm going at 43. Let's... Now I overdid it. I reduced my speed too much. The numbers started jumping around there a little bit. I don't know if people noticed that or what, but that's what time warping's for. Probably tweak this down too. Missing it there. Going by. Hello. Well, I'm scaring, I think, the heck out of all of these Kerbals with my approaches. Let's just bring us to a relative stop here. There we go. That's much better. Okay. And Janfrey is another scientist. Oh, well, science obviously is a thing. That's the recruits we are attracting, or scientists just seem to have a proclivity for getting themselves stuck in space. One of the two. Okay, wheel board. Now all we gotta do is get back down. Whereabouts are we? Okay. Time warp to about here. Which one's us? There's the first one's us. Too many things. Okay, put that on retrograde, orbit. Retrograde, let's turn the thrust back up. Burn here, and I'm gonna burn until my periapsis says I'm gonna go with about 42. I don't know why. It's just what I'm gonna do. We'll see how close that gets us. It's close enough. And I mentioned this, I think, last time. I like to use this boomerang launch site as just a common place to always start the burn. And then all I gotta do is pay attention to my periapsis, and eventually I'll dial this in so that we end up really close to the KSC. We'll see. Oh, that's going that way. Oh, in the atmosphere. There we go. Let's go. And there's no reaction wheels on there, so I have no control over it at all. But it is shaped in such a way and weighted in such a way that it will orient itself in a retrograde fashion at some point. I can see all kinds of, yeah, these are contracts. We have Catlong. We have saved them. Well, not technically yet. Catlong is now part of the crew, and Janfrey. And Janfrey is now part of the crew. And I really feel like I'm coming short. No, I have absolutely zero mods installed in this game. Oh, collect some science. That might be not a bad idea. Crew report. Do I have science to do? Oh, I've collected the upper atmosphere crew report. But, might be able to do a EVA flying low once the parachutes have deployed. I am most certainly going to come short. Not interesting. Way short. Okay, next time periapsis is going to 45 kilometers. If I remember. Oh, I got a feeling we're going to be in shores again. Yep. Not going to quite make... It would have been nice to be in the desert. So there's no point to actually collecting science. Jebediah came down in the shores. So I think all the science that can be collected has been collected. Let's... Oh, EVAs are unavailable. Why are Oh, because I'm time warping? Yes. Like, is there more EVA report to do? No, there might be a smidge of surface sample I can do. That's going to be about it. Alright, I think I can do a surface sample. 3 science. It's there, so we'll grab it, board, and recover. And I think with that, I am going to bring this stream to an end. Once we get our title screen back, there we go. Okay, we did earn 3 science. We got some parts back. Level 1 scientists, some more level 1 scientists. We now have 4 scientists. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with all my scientists. But I think I am going to call this live stream. I want to thank everybody for showing up. I hope you had fun, and I hope to see you again next week. Yeah, Dan, if you do that with the XP to XP run your crew, I don't tend to get too up on that, but yeah, that's, I think the best way is just take a peek at Kerpollo, and then you can get yourself a level 3 if you put them down on Minmus too. Anyway, thank you everybody.